The 1975 Dallas Cowboys, a team etched in NFL lore, remembered for their grit and determination. But what if we could rewind the clock, take a closer look at their journey? Could the Cowboys of '75 have rewritten their destiny, changed the course of their season? Could they have added another Lombardi trophy to their collection, cementing their legacy even further? Let's journey back to that pivotal season, a season that teetered precariously between triumph and heartbreak, where every game was a battle. The 1975 Cowboys were a team of contradictions, a mix of old and new, a blend of seasoned veterans and rising stars, each bringing their own strengths and challenges. They were led by the legendary Roger Staubach, Captain Comeback himself, in what many believed to be his final season, a season that would define his legacy. Staubach, with his never-say-die attitude, was the heart and soul of a team striving for one last glorious run, pushing his teammates to their limits. Yet, the season was far from certain, fraught with challenges and unexpected twists. The Cowboys, despite their talent, were not invincible. They faced setbacks and defeats that tested their resolve. They faced a brutal schedule, a gauntlet of formidable opponents, each game a test of their mettle and determination. The season was a roller coaster, a series of exhilarating highs and crushing lows that left fans on the edge of their seats, wondering what would happen next. The 1975 Cowboys were a team caught between eras, a bridge between the past and the future. The dynasty that dominated the early '70s was fading, but the embers of greatness still burned bright, waiting to be reignited. The question lingered. Could they recapture the magic one last time and etch their names in the annals of NFL history once more? The Cowboys' defense, nicknamed Doomsday, was a force to be reckoned with. Their reputation for being unyielding and fierce was well earned, and they were known for their ability to change the course of a game with a single play. Led by stalwarts like Bob Lilly, Randy White, and Cliff Harris, these players were not just athletes. They were legends in the making, each contributing their unique skills to form an impenetrable wall. They were a nightmare for opposing offenses, consistently disrupting plays and forcing turnovers. They struck fear into the hearts of quarterbacks, their relentless pressure and bone-jarring tackles a constant threat. Every snap was a battle, and more often than not, the Doomsday defense emerged victorious. Staubach, despite battling injuries and facing questions about his age, remained a magician under center. His resilience and determination were unmatched, and he played with a level of intensity that inspired everyone around him. He orchestrated the Cowboys' potent offense with his trademark grit and guile, always finding a way to make something out of nothing. His ability to escape pressure and deliver clutch throws was a sight to behold, a testament to his skill and mental toughness. He was a leader who inspired his teammates, a warrior who refused to back down from any challenge. His leadership was the glue that held the team together, especially during tough times. The season began with a mix of promise and uncertainty. Expectations were high, but so were the stakes. The Cowboys split their first 4 games, showcasing their potential but also revealing vulnerabilities. It was clear that while they had the talent, consistency would be key. Their offense, while explosive at times, struggled with consistency, often failing to capitalize on crucial opportunities. And their defense, though formidable, showed signs of vulnerability, occasionally giving up big plays that shifted momentum. As the season progressed, a familiar pattern emerged. The team would show flashes of brilliance, only to be followed by moments of inexplicable lapses. The Cowboys would dominate one week, only to stumble the next, leaving fans and analysts alike scratching their heads. They were a team capable of beating anyone on any given Sunday, but also prone to costly mistakes and lapses in concentration. It was a roller coaster season, filled with highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks. Thanksgiving Day, 1975. A day that started with so much promise and excitement for the Dallas Cowboys and their fans. A date etched in the minds of Cowboys fans, a day that was supposed to be filled with joy and celebration. Instead, it turned into a day of unfulfilled promise and agonizing defeat, leaving a scar that would take years to heal. Facing their arch rivals, the Washington Redskins, the Cowboys had a chance to make a statement, to show their dominance on a national stage. The game was a back-and-forth affair, a tense, hard-fought battle between two bitter rivals, each play more intense than the last. The Cowboys, playing at home in front of a raucous crowd, held a slim lead late in the game. The energy in the stadium was electric, the fans on the edge of their seats. Victory seemed within reach, a reason to celebrate on a day reserved for family and football. Then disaster struck, changing the course of the game and the season. Washington, in a desperate last-minute drive, scored a touchdown, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. The stadium fell silent, disbelief etched on every face. The loss was a crushing blow, a bitter pill to swallow on a day meant for celebration. The heartbreak was palpable, the disappointment overwhelming. As the season wound down, the Cowboys found themselves in a familiar position, fighting for their playoff lives. The team had to regroup and refocus. A Week 13 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings loomed large, a game that would have major playoff implications. The stakes were incredibly high. The game, played in the frigid cold of Minnesota, became an instant classic. The conditions were harsh, but the players' determination was unwavering. The Cowboys, trailing late in the fourth quarter, mounted a furious comeback, scoring a touchdown with seconds remaining to tie the game. The tension was palpable. The momentum had shifted, and it seemed destiny was on their side. The fans could feel the tide turning, hope rekindled in their hearts. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. The air was thick with anticipation, every second feeling like an eternity. In a moment that would forever be etched in NFL history, the Vikings' Fran Tarkenton, scrambling for his life, heaved a desperation pass that found its way into the hands of receiver Drew Pearson for a game-winning touchdown as time expired. The crowd erupted in disbelief. The Minnesota Miracle, as it came to be known, was a devastating blow. The Cowboys were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered dreams. The loss effectively ended the Cowboys' hopes of a division title. The weight of the defeat was heavy, the future uncertain. They limped into the playoffs as a wild-card team, their Super Bowl aspirations hanging by a thread. The journey ahead was daunting, but the Cowboys were determined to fight on. But what if things had unfolded differently? What if the Cowboys had held on to win that fateful Thanksgiving Day game against Washington? A victory would have not only boosted their playoff seeding but also instilled a renewed sense of confidence in a team battling doubts. Momentum, as they say, is everything in sports. A win against their arch-rivals on a national stage could have been the spark the Cowboys needed. It could have ignited a fire in their belly, a belief that they were destined for greatness. Perhaps with a win against Washington, the Cowboys would have carried that momentum into the Minnesota game. Perhaps they would have been more focused, less prone to the crucial mistakes that plagued them throughout the season. A victory against the Vikings would have given them the division title. It would have ensured home field advantage throughout the playoffs, a significant advantage for a team that thrived on the energy of their home crowd. The Minnesota Miracle might never have happened. Instead of a heartbreaking loss, the Cowboys could have been celebrating a hard-fought victory, their Super Bowl dreams very much alive.